It's working. Oh! Oh!
Why did you do that?
Yeah, look what. Daddy was pressing the button. Hello guys, and welcome to my product review of the Nextbase 312gw Dashcam Deluxe Edition. Over the past few months, I've been reaching out to companies that make products that I as a trucker, you as a driver, or you as a viewer in general, will find of use and relevant. Stuff like cleaning products, dash cams, sat navs, anything like that. I've been trying to get in touch with them, and the first company to respond positively were Nextbase, who have kindly sent me this Nextbase 312gw Deluxe Edition Dashcam. Therefore, I'm legally obliged to tell you all that this is a sponsored video. I haven't received any cash for making this video, however the products were free, so the Dashcam and the SD card were given to me free of charge in return for me making this video for you all. So that's all the spiel out the way. Let's take a look at what the product is, what they're promised to do, and why I think it's good or bad. Okay, so the first thing you want to know is what do you actually get for your money. So I'm just going to briefly touch on what's in the box and how it's packaged and stuff like that. You will need to purchase a SD card separately. Fortunately, like I mentioned in the previous clip, Nextbase sent me one of their own 32GB ones as well to whack in there. Obviously the SD card is what all the footage gets saved to, and the bigger the SD card you buy, the more footage you can save before it starts overwriting previous stuff. Along the side it's got the package contents, so you've got the dash cam itself, the powered GPS mount, car cable, the USB cable, a sticker warning people that it's protected by Nextbase. I guess you're legally obliged to have that on display somewhere, a quick start guide, and a CD with the manuals and software on it. On the back you've got a quick specification about the features and that, but I'll go into them a little bit later on. And it's blue. Full HD 1080p, GPS and Wi-Fi. I guess they're one of the main selling points of the Deluxe brand, or the Nextbase brand in general. So yes, opening the box, you've got the dash cam itself. Firstly, it's a lot smaller than I actually imagined it to be, and it's nicely tightly packaged inside. It's not going to fall around and flap about, so it should be arriving pretty safe, and that's the original packaging. I haven't opened it yet to know. That's your mount. It looks quite small and intricate for my clumsy hands, but you don't want too much clutter in the windscreen. So that's the things. Then you've got the two wires, and hopefully the cable is sufficiently long enough to reach. Please note that I am testing this in a HGV as opposed to a car, so we'll go into the length of the lead later on when I can measure it and stuff like that. So yes, then underneath you've got your manuals and your sticker. Sticker is here. So congratulations on the purchase of your Nextbase Dashcam. This easy peel sticker is designed to be placed in your rear or side window. We suggest you don't place it on any windows that open and close. It's easy to remove and won't leave residue on the glass. Pretty self-explanatory. Not sure where I'll put it on Cinderella though. And another little thank you for purchasing. So yes, that is what you get in the box. And next, I think I'll show you a bit about setting it up and how we're going to be able to set it up in the truck as opposed to a car. Is it going to work? That's going to be the first question. Okay guys, we are currently loading in Bilston now, and we're a bit time restricted, so it may be a bit of a rush and only done in one take, so forgive me if I make any mispronunciations or errors in my ways. But we're going to try and see if the Nextbase 312gw Deluxe is compatible with the truck windscreen. Obviously, if you're not aware, the windscreen on a lorry is vertical as opposed to a car which is slightly horizontal, or a lot more horizontal. So first things first, we're going to whack in the SD card. I've never set a dash cam up before, however doing the vlogs I'm familiar with how cameras work, and I've just got to go and move something on the trailer, so I'll be back in a second. Right, sorry about that, just had to move the curtain and the pole. We're a bit more rushed for time than I anticipated, so we'll see how easy it is, shall we? First you want to peel off the sticker, obviously, and where's the camera gone? There you go. You got a plastic cover on the top that you slide out, so I'm just finding out which way it's going to go in and plug in. Right, okay, so it's like that. So we need you against the window. It's got a handy little screw there so you can adjust the angle. That's pretty cool. Tighten that up. And then you've got a handy little lever to do the suction on and off. Moisten it up a little bit. I'm guessing you want to make sure your windscreen's clear, but because I'm in a bit of a hurry, it'll be clear anyway. There are rules regarding where you place them. I think ideally the dash cam would be best placed up here, or in the middle here where the windscreen wipers aren't, because you're not allowed to block the arc of the windscreen. But for the video purposes, I'm going to put you there. Later on I'll move it across when I fix you in more permanently. And there is no issue at all with the angle, thanks to the click on, let me get the name right, click and go magnetized mount. So that's fantastic news. So you haven't got to worry about buying a specific one for a truck. Then we've got the lead here. I'll go into it a little bit later on, but the power supply turns on and off when it's got actual voltage. Plenty of space in here for the wire to be fed, and again, just for the fact that we've got to be quick, I'm just going to put the wire along the front here. DC in at the top, and then we are good to go. So it is a very simple process. Obviously it'll take a little bit longer if you want to trace the lead in fully around the dashboard and that. Looking how much cable there is, I'm pretty confident that there is enough. However, you know, there might be an issue if you want to be a bit more elaborate, or, you know, put it plugged in somewhere more discreetly. So yes, it's a thumbs up so far, guys. Well done. It's a perfect fit for the windscreen. No matter what angle the windscreen is, I've got no queries as to whether it'll fit or not. It'll fit. Okay, so it helps if you take the clear film off the front of the camera. The quality is far much better if you do that. As you can see, it's absolutely crystal clear. And And as much as I like to make videos and vlogs, the actual video quality and pixels and things like that, I don't know the technical terms for and stuff like that, so hopefully you can tell from yourself the quality, whether you can see the number plates, etc. Okay, so I've relocated the dash cam now, so it's not in the windscreen wiper sweep, although it looks like it is just catching the top. But I guess that's just a testament to how wide the angle is on the lens, because the actual windscreen wipers aren't in shot. So I thought I'd put a bit more footage in, just of me driving along, while I just have a bit of an explanation and a bit of an apology to Nextbase. This review is taking slightly longer to compile. It's no fault of theirs. Basically, my computer that I'd got the footage transferred onto decided to have a major blowout, and I've fortunately been able to restore the PC back to how it was and keep some of the files, including the dashcam footage. So apologies for the massive delay in between sending me the dashcam. Oh, nearly caught an incident already. So yes, once again, thank you for Nextbase for sending me the dashcam. I'll endeavour to get the video out as soon as possible, and sorry for any delays. Now we just got to go and sit on the M6 for a while, and what I'll do when we get time next, I'm going to give you a bit of a walk through the settings, the user compatibility, how easy it is for a new user, and some of the actual features of the dashcam itself. Okay, so you've already got an insight now into the screen quality, the audio quality, and how well it performs in low light compared to the camera we're using now, which is just one of the cheaper imitation GoPros. We're just going to take a second to look at how new user friendly it is, and how easy it is to get to grips with for the first time, because I've never had a play with it, and now's the time to sort it out. So we've took it off the mount. I just want to stress that it's easy to click and set up thanks to the quick start guide that comes in with the box, explaining everything about how to set it up and all that. It does work just as good on a truck windscreen as it does on a car windscreen, so that's another positive factor. And if it wasn't for the fact that it had a low battery, we could leave the power automatically in the mount itself, so we wouldn't have a lead every time we pull it out. You just take it out the magnet mount. Excuse me. So let's see what it's like. Firstly, I want to say a tiny negative factor is the fact that there's no hard copy of the instructions. If you want to get to grips with it in more detail and learn the ins and outs of it in more detail, you have to put the CD that's supplied into your PC and have a look at it there, or you can download them. So that's a bit of a negative, because when I'm out on the road, if I have a problem with it and I can't fix it myself, I'd have to wait till I get to a PC or look on the internet to try and find the problem. So let's see how new user friendly it is. Clearly you can see the on and off button up the top, and the other buttons are all clearly marked out. You got menu, mode with a camera symbol, that might be for when it's in camera mode, and you got all sorts of, you've got a Wi-Fi option there as well. So I'll just press that, which should stop recording. Yep, so it's not recording now. And yeah, the display is really big. You can see all the other symbols around. That's the exposure, I guess. That's the cycle of how long each clip is going to be, I guess. And the microphone symbol letting you know that the audio is recording, and I guess that's to say that it's in car mode or camera mode or whatever like that. So yeah, the buttons seem pretty clear. You got an information mark here on this red button. Just a bit of common sense will tell you that's probably the button to press if you want to save the last bit of footage. Excuse my sock in the background. Oh dear. So yeah, the overall appearance is really straightforward and simple. Now let's say we want to look in the menu. Let's see what these are like. Now I have very limited use so far of the camera. I've plugged it in once or twice, as you've already seen, and that's pretty much the extent as to what I've looked at. So we've pressed the menu button, gone into the menus. We've got clearly here it says the OK button is here, and you've also got a display here saying menu to go back and OK is to enter. So you can navigate here quite simply with the arrows, which again are clearly marked up. And the menus are pretty self-explanatory as well. G sensor, Nextbase stamp if you want to stamp on the footage while you're driving. GPS location stamps, you can turn these all on or off. Speed stamp, the video length, parking mode, I'm not sure what that is, so that's something you'd have to look into the instructions. Maybe when you're parked it decides to stay recording as opposed to switching off. That's what I'm gonna guess. Time and date stamps, speed stamps, number plate. I have been into this option, which is quite handy. You can enter the number plate of the vehicle you're in. So we'll just quickly go by that. Once again, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward to enter your reg. The lack of a touchscreen means that you have to cycle through each individual letter, so it's a tiny bit time consuming, but not too much of an issue. And if you can hear, there's a noise every time you press the button. And I don't know what your own personal preferences are, but I personally would like to know if I can turn that off. So that's that done. Menu to go back, and we'll just go back in there, make sure it's saved. Yep, so there's our registration. Now if you press the menu again, here we go. These are more the settings. So you got Wi-Fi, format the SD card, time and date. Let's see if the time and date's set actually. It hasn't switched to daylight saving time or whichever zone we're in now, but everything else is remembered, so that's good. So we've changed the date's good. You can change all the speed units. There you go, device sounds off. That's much better, isn't it? A bit of silence. So right now we're in GMT +1. Are we? I can't remember. I'm not 100%, so I'll just leave that. But yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. Auto power off. Put the auto power off for 2 minutes. And then we'll just see if the speed and date stamp has a different setting for the time now. So we leave all them on, and we're pretty much set up, and we've looked through all the menus, and I haven't really came across any issues really. Everything's been pretty straightforward. Exposure, audio recording, it's all really clear in bold. The colours stand out from each other. So yeah, overall that's a pretty good navigation system through the menu. So I do like that. Nice and easy. Obviously I'm fairly young, so I've got a bit of technology in my mind already. For some people who aren't as technologically experienced, it still should be straightforward because you've got menus and all the other buttons here.
Can't really see where people would have any issues. So that's a plus, isn't it?
Alright, so that pretty much sums up our Nextbase 312gw Deluxe review. Once again, I want to stress that this was a slightly sponsored video, as they did send me the camera free of charge out of the goodness of their own hearts. I contacted them personally myself, they didn't approach me, and I have received no further payments or any monetary value whatsoever to make this video. I hope you found the video unbiased and fair. I haven't got much experience using dash cams. All I've done in the past is use cameras like you're on now watching me, which are little GoPro alternatives, and I use them to compile my daily vlogs. You're welcome to go and check them out on the channel if you wish to see my trucking life. Yeah, so it's the first dash cam I've pretty much had experience with on a hands-on basis, and I can't really fault it too much. The only negative fact I can think of is it would have been nice if it had a paperback manual with it as well. For those that are less technologically gifted or experienced, it would have been nice for them to have a hard copy they can just pick up and read when they're out on the road should they have a problem, as opposed to having to look it up online or put the disc in the laptop and stuff like that. But other than that, you've seen that the screen quality is good, the menu system's good, the actual audio and dark footage is good as well. So yes, who knows, we may get to review one of the more newer models in the future. I'd certainly like to, and we can compare it. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time, guys. Thanks for watching.